Hello, Cancer. These are your tarot cards for May of 2023. I highly recommend that you check out the videos for your sun, moon, and rising signs if you happen to know all three. And of course, if you like this kind of thing, consider subscribing with your notifications on so you don't miss an opportunity to see your June cards when they are up. So without any further ado, let's take a peek at what the month has in store for you. Okay, so Cancer, you definitely have a lot on your plate for this month, but the good news is things are moving towards what's better in the long run. The focus of the month is the King of Coins. This is a king. King energy is very like CEO management, making things bigger, making things that work, expanding things that work, and maybe not feeding those things that aren't working. Coins specifically is a slower moving suit. Coins interchangeable with pentacles, of course. The King of Coins is more about maintaining the status quo, keeping things that work going, and maybe leaning a little bit more on tradition and the way things have been done than on innovating and finding new ways to do things. And the reason I bring up that aspect of this card and its meaning is you've got a lot coming up this month. You've got a lot on your plate, and you're not going to have the time to sort of find new best ways to do things. This is sort of a time to rest on those structures that support you, that you know to work, at least for now. So definitely a matter of throughout everything that's coming at you this month, keeping your head above water and maintaining certain things that you know to work for you and that you know support you. How are you coming in out of April? This is the darkest card of your reading, so that's the good news. So how are you coming into the month? This feeling of like, 10 of Swords is feeling like you just, it's hard to get up. Swords are very mental. It feels very much like almost stick a fork in me, I'm done, I got nothing left kind of feeling. It's also a feeling of just burden and stress and anxiety and strain. So that's how you're entering the month. What is the biggest challenge of the month? It is Wands, particularly the Seven of Wands. This is a card of giving as good as you get, standing up for yourself. It is fighting for what's right. It is having a lot of people coming at you from all sides, having a lot of different things show up that you have to deal with. You're on the upper hand. Like, this person has the upper hand, but they're definitely giving it the full fight. This is definitely a card of tenacity and showing up consistently. Another way to read this card, in some different decks, there's actually a doorway behind him, and it's meant to symbolize you have the upper hand. You can definitely, you've got the light with you. At the same time, you can choose not to take these battles. This is going to be up for you to decide like what you're standing up to. There's going to be a lot of going toe to toe and using your energy to push your agenda. And that's important. That's going to be a lot of the challenges coming up. But the good news is that this card kind of represents you not being underneath all of those things. You definitely have the upper hand. I definitely would say take care of yourself, but you seem to have the upper hand. What is the best way forward? And that brings us to the Page of Cups. A Page of Cups is everything about a new beginning. Usually a new beginning that is very, very opposite the energy we've seen so far in your reading, frankly. Very love-oriented. Cups are emotions, fulfillment, and connections with people, even romance. The Page of Cups can mean everything from birth of a baby or start of a pregnancy to the start of something new, like connecting with better people or connecting with better organizations or anything like that. They're also messengers. So there may be a message coming in saying, there's this other opportunity. Would you like to take it? So I wouldn't be surprised if there's either a new job coming through, a new opportunity for you where you're like, how much is this fighting worth it? Do I want to maybe take this opportunity and just sort of like lay down the proverbial rod and go with that? Or do I want to keep fighting for what's really worth it? It depends. It's going to show up differently for everyone. Definitely check out your sun, moon, and rising. But what do we get in the Whispers from Your Guides? This is going to be probably the more important card of your reading for this month. And that is going to be the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is a much stronger card than, say, the Seven of Wands. So, like I say, Whispers from Your Guides. This is something that your guides are saying, you don't quite know about it yet, but here's what we want you to know. If we're taking this, I'm fighting for what's right, I'm standing up for what's most important kind of card, this is it on a little bit of steroids. It's definitely, night energy is very angsty. It's very sort of young, brash. It's not well thought out or well planned, because the night is meant to bring the energy not of thought, but the energy of action, of will happening kind of on a battlefield. So I feel like what your guides are saying is you will have all the support you need to fight the fights. You will have all of the energy that you need to stand up for what is most important. And for those things, definitely do it. There's also that opportunity that's coming in with the Page of Cups. So I feel like there's going to be a little bit of both. There's going to be a parsing out of what things you really want to put your energy in and fight for, and a part of which things do I want to lay down to give me more energy for the fights worth fighting, and which do I want to lay down to march in a new direction and try some new opportunity. So this is definitely going to be a month of a lot of fiery, kind of angsty stuff going on. Given that this is in where your guides are kind of whispering to you, I would say those fights that are worth fighting, you have ample energy, you have kind of the blessing of the universe. And also the Knight of Wands, you may have the opportunity to find other folks to help you in your endeavors. But there are other opportunities to start new things coming down the road too. So what I would say to you, Cancer, is definitely take care of yourself and do the best you can to decide which things are worth fighting for, which things are not. And maybe even lean on somebody and ask some advice from somebody that you know and trust if you feel you need it. But honestly, I feel like you're kind of like the righteous fighter in this month, but all the best to you. So I definitely, again, recommend your sun, moon, and rising if you happen to know all three. And if you'd like to learn more about me or join my 5 times weekly healing live stream right here on YouTube, consider subscribing. And I hope you have a beautiful month ahead. Okay, so take care of yourself, Cancer, and I'll see you in June.